Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Aisha Education Wali from Rehan AI Teacher Institute. Let's talk with ChatGPT, and we have a new topic today. Hello ChatGPT, how are you?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I
How's
am
your day
also
going?
I am also good. Thanks for asking. ChatGPT, I have a topic that how how to make better decision and avoid regret. For this, my first question is why do people often regret their decisions later?
That's a great question. People often regret their decisions later because they might have been influenced by emotions in the moment, lacked enough information, or didn't consider the long term consequences. Sometimes it's also a matter of not trusting their own intuition. It's a pretty interesting topic.
All right, and what's the first step is making a better decision?
The first step is usually to take a pause and gather as much information as possible. That means we're really understanding the situation, considering different perspectives, and thinking about the potential outcomes. It helps to slow down a bit before making a big choice.
And how can emotions affect decision making?
Emotions can have a huge impact on decision making. When we're feeling strong emotions like fear, excitement, or anger, it can cloud our judgment and make us focus more on the short term feelings rather than the long term consequences. So, being aware of our emotions and taking a step back can really help us make more balanced decisions.
And is overthinking a sign of careful decision making?
It can be a double edged sword, actually. A bit of careful consideration is great, but overthinking can sometimes lead to analysis paralysis, where it's hard to make any decision at all. The key is to find a balance between thoughtful analysis and trusting your instincts.
Okay, and how can one build confidence in their decisions?
Building confidence in decision making often comes from experience and reflection. The more you make decisions and reflect on the outcomes, the better you get at it. It's also helpful to start with smaller decisions, celebrate the successes, learn from any mistakes, and gradually the confidence will grow.
Okay, and what's the role of intuition in decision making?
Intuition plays a pretty significant role, especially when we have a lot of experience in a particular area. It's like our brain quickly processes patterns and past experiences to guide us. Of course, it's important to balance intuition with rational analysis, but it can definitely help us make quick, effective decisions.
Okay, and how can we reduce the fear of making the wrong choice?
Reducing that fear often comes from reframing mistakes as learning opportunities. Remind yourself that no decision is ever entirely without risk and that every choice teaches you something valuable. Also, building a mindset that values growth over perfection can help a lot. And remember, it's okay to seek advice and support when needed.
Okay, and why do people struggle to say no? And how does it impact decisions?
A lot of people struggle to say no because they fear disappointing others or coming across as rude. It can also stem from a desire to be liked or to avoid conflict. However, saying yes too often can lead to overwhelm and poor decision making because you spread yourself too thin. Learning to say no helps you prioritize what truly matters and keeps your decisions aligned with your goals.
And how can we avoid impulsive decisions?
To avoid impulsive decisions, it's helpful to build a habit of pausing and giving yourself a bit of time to reflect before you commit. Setting clear criteria for your decisions can also help, as well as practicing mindfulness to stay aware of your impulses. And if possible, consulting with someone you trust can provide a bit of perspective before you make a final choice.
All right, and what's a practical tool to improve decision making daily?
One really practical tool is the pros and cons list. It helps you lay out the potential benefits and drawbacks of each option. Another great technique is the 10-10-10 method, or you consider how you'll feel about the decision in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. Gives you a broader perspective and helps you make more balanced choices.
Okay, and how can reflection help avoid repeating bad decisions?
Reflection allows you to analyze past decisions and understand what worked and what didn't. By looking back on the outcomes and the thought processes you had, you can identify patterns or mistakes that you might want to avoid in the future. It basically helps you learn from experience so you can make more informed and thoughtful decisions moving forward.
Okay, can peer pressure influence our decision quality?
Absolutely. Pressure can definitely impact the quality of our decisions. When we're under pressure, we tend to rely more on quick, instinctive responses rather than taking the time to thoroughly analyze the situation. This can lead to oversights or suboptimal choices. So, managing stress and giving yourself a bit of space to think can really help improve decision quality.
Okay, and how do we know when we have gathered enough information?
That's a great question. A good rule of thumb is to aim for a balance. You want enough information to make an informed choice, but not so much that you fall into analysis paralysis. Good indicators when you feel confident that you understand the key factors and potential outcomes. If you find yourself just collecting more and more data without making progress, it might be a sign you've got enough.
And how can mindfulness improve decision making?
Mindfulness helps you stay present and aware of your thoughts and emotions without getting overwhelmed by them. This clarity can help you make more deliberate and thoughtful choices rather than reacting impulsively. It also reduces stress and helps you tune into your intuition, making it easier to weigh options with a clear mind.
Okay, then why do some people regret not deciding at all?
Some people avoid making decisions because of a fear of making the wrong choice, or they might feel overwhelmed by the consequences. It can also be a way to avoid responsibility or simply because they feel uncertain and anxious. Sometimes it's easier to put off a decision than to face that discomfort, but that can lead to missed opportunities or increased stress in the long run.
And how can one recover from a bad decision?
Recovering from a bad decision starts with acknowledging what went wrong and taking responsibility for it. Then focus on what you can learn from the experience and how you can apply those lessons moving forward. It's also helpful to adjust your plan, seek support if needed, and be patient with yourself as you move forward. Every setback is an opportunity to grow.
And what's the difference between an analysis and anxiety in decision making?
Analysis is about thoughtfully examining the options, weighing the pros and cons, and making an informed choice. Anxiety, on the other hand, often involves excessive worry, fear of making a mistake, and can sometimes paralyze you from making any decision at all. The key difference is that analysis is constructive and focused, while anxiety tends to be more about fear and uncertainty.
And can you tell me how does time pressure affect our choices?
Time pressure can definitely lead us to make quicker, sometimes less optimal decisions because we might rely more on gut instincts rather than thorough analysis. I can also increase stress and reduce our ability to think clearly. In some cases, it can lead to shortcuts or even avoidance of certain details. So it's always beneficial to give yourself a little breathing room whenever possible.
And how can we make values based decisions?
Making values based decisions means aligning your choices with your core principles and what truly matters to you. To do this, it's helpful to first clearly identify your values and reflect on what's most important to you in the long term. Then, when faced with a decision, you can ask yourself which option best reflects those values. It helps to also consider the impact on yourself and others, ensuring that your choices contribute to the greater good as well.
Thank you, ChatGPT. Nice to talk to you. Have a nice day. See you. Bye.
It was great talking to you too. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.
Okay, all of you. Thank you for watching the conservation with ChatGPT. Allah Hafiz.